Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Here is an April 4th HouseHack update for you. This means we are 4 days away from the expiration of the warrants. Right now, at least 30% of y'all are at risk of your warrants expiring worthless. If you have warrants from the fundraise between September 22nd to March 2023 from the accredited fundraise, consider exercising your warrants because after April 8th, these will expire worthless. Obviously, you can read more about HouseHack at househack.com/2024, where our solicitation is for the latest fundraise, which expires in June, though that is a different valuation from the warrants expiring April 8th. If you have questions, email us at ir@househack.com. So I wanted to start with just a little bit of before and after. I think these are really some cool photos. I'll just hide myself here, and we'll go through some of these together. I think they're pretty neat. So here what you can see is before on the left. Look at this. Very, very nasty flooring. Very nasty cabinets. Broken hardware. Formica countertop. Funky little stone countertop. Backsplash, rather, above the Formica backsplash. It's just gross. It's gross. It's bad. It's nasty. It's wrong. Feels unbalanced. You got a cabinet on the right. You don't on the left. And what does HouseHack do? We install a dishwasher where there wasn't one before. New cabinets, countertop, quality products. This is what we stand for. I think sometimes people forget that, you know, even though we're a company that provides housing, we're taking like nasty stuff and we're turning it into something that has better management, better quality, better service for tenants. We're providing a better product. That's what HouseHack stands for, is creating this cycle. And obviously for doing this, we hope to make money. That's the point. We're providing a service. Here's another one. So this is another angle of the same property. You can see here, you used to walk in the front door and you'd get greeted by this weird red wall. No longer. You now have a nice open kitchen concept here with a bar counter on the right, which you didn't even have right here. You couldn't even tell there was a kitchen there. And so you actually have a functional space now. This is the kind of formula we use over at HouseHack. Look at this. Nasty flooring, doors, paint, everything's just gross to nice. Same thing over here, although there are some cool little hearts on the wall here. Just look at all these different types of flooring. It's wrong. It's not consistent. Whereas our consistent 2-panel doors, bronze hardware, nice paint scheme, nice new baseboards and flooring. Look at this. Nasty bathroom, nice bathroom. It's pretty simple. What do we got here? Nasty backyard with, nasty cables, bad paint job, and whatever all over the place. Now, cleaned up property. Old electric panel, new electrical panel. Ooh, juicy. So some good work over here. Here's another one. Nasty bedroom. Nice bedroom. What the heck is even that? That was the garage. To, wow, okay, we could see this. This is actually functional, and it's nice, it's clean. So that's just, one example of some before and afters here. I really enjoy this because it's formulaic for us. We do this regularly. That was one of our more recent single families. I want you to see this one. This was one of our earlier single families. Very, very similar concept. Before, nasty blinds, floor, paint, nasty everything. Ooh, nice and gorgeous and clean, right? That's what we like. Ew, gross, nasty. Ooh, clean. Again, it's simple for us, because we have a formula. We do this regularly. I mean, look at this. What is this? This is nasty. It's like, I don't know, some dude needed a very large and bulbous vanity and all the storage he could get his hands on. And we're like, yeah, how about 2024? Mind you, we were actually able to keep this whole enclosure over here and the tiles and everything. We just fixed it up. Look how great that looks. Everybody wanted to tell me, by the way, to replace this tub. And you know what? Kevin got in there and was like, fix it. It's actually great. because it wasn't broken. Like, I think people got discouraged because they saw this would look like hole in the side. And I'm like, the panel is just slipped forward and out a little. It's a jacuzzi tub. Here, slide panel back in. All right, let's clean it up and glaze this sucker and do some new caulking and clean it up. New, shower head or whatever. It's beautiful again. It's not that hard. Anyway, go to the next one. Look at that. Nasty backyard before, beautiful after. New air conditioner as well with new sub panel. We are going above and beyond here. Same thing, bathroom here, bedroom, laundry. Those are the same cabinets, by the way. Come on, which one looks better? It's obvious. This is what we do. So if you don't want to do this kind of stuff, I get it. I love this kind of stuff. In fact, in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about 1031s and how you could 1031 into properties just like this, if not even these specific properties, and get out of the rat race of real estate, tenants and toilets, renovations, contractors, property managers, realtors, escrow, title, lenders, attorneys, even worse. That's not a diss on attorneys. It just means that if you're dealing with attorneys in real estate, maybe you have an issue. Unless, of course, you're in an attorney state, and then that's sort of like your escrow officer, right? Y'all know what I mean, attorneys. Okay, so anyway, let's go through some updates, all right? So warrants are due Monday. If you have questions, ir@househack.com. You don't have a lot of time left. I've been as clear as I possibly could on live streams, on videos on the main channel, on, heads up over here, emails. We've done everything we can. Anyway, fundraising, we do have the Reg D going. That's at househack.com/2024. You could read the PPM there. So if you're a new accredited investor or just considering investing in HouseHack, do check out that 2024 round. It might be the last we ever do, mostly because I find fundraising to be a giant pain in the butt, because it takes our resources away, like our accountants away, from focusing on real estate and our mini funds, and has them focusing on like share certifications and stuff. And that's a headache because it divides our resources, and I don't like it. Fortunately, once we start with mini funds, we shouldn't actually have to fundraise anymore because hopefully we'll be self-sustaining. That's the goal. Okay, that's a knock on wood. Share certifications have been delayed to the end of April, so we had originally said Q1. We are working with, and this is for the Reg A investors, right? So our first Reg D investors, they already have their share certs. The Reg D, the non-accredited investors, they're still waiting for theirs. We said end of March. It's probably going to be the end of April. The reason for the delay is we're working with a broker-dealer on this, because with a Reg A, you can only distribute it through a broker-dealer. They're called Dalmore, and they take, like a 1% fee or whatever. It is what it is. It's nothing you can do. You need a broker-dealer. It's one of the reasons I kind of want to have my own broker-dealer, but it's down the road. That takes like years to create. So that coordinating took a lot more time than expected. We sincerely apologize for the delay, but we'd rather be right and late than early and wrong, especially with the share cert. Now, something to keep in mind is that share certifications are just like a formal, like, yeah, I have a certificate. You have an investment contract. This is not like you bought a share on Robinhood and you're like, okay, where's the evidence that I own it? Like, you have an investment contract that evidences your ownership interest in the company. If you need to verify that for whatever reason, you can always email us, ir@househack.com. We will take care of you. You're on the cap table if you're already an investor. You're good. We just haven't formalized it in sort of like a nice little certificate that we can email you and you can print out and put on your wall if you want. I don't know what you want to do with it. But anyway, it is coming. I'm not trying to blow that off. I do think it's important, but it is more important that it's correct, especially since we're in April, and that means we're going through our annual audit, and that's also a lot of work. So the audited financials for 2023 are being done this month. They should be done by the end of the month, so we'll be able to post those publicly, hopefully at the end of the month or very early in May. Mini funds. We have filed paperwork with the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ to IPO our subsidiary mini fund. It'll initially be a subsidiary. Eventually, we'll probably kind of just like sell the ownership of that to the public market. And that's mostly because the mini funds are, let me think of the easiest way to explain this. So I think the easiest way to think about HouseHack versus mini funds is think about HouseHack as like Apple 20 years ago, except it's not a tech company, it's a real estate company. So you're betting on growth. You're betting on capital appreciation in the company. You're making a bet on the wedge deal buying machine. So you're betting on the people and systems around us being able to take nasty properties and stabilize them, or negotiate really good deals on, let's say, multifamily deals, stabilize those, and basically create a product that an investor looking for stable cash flow would be interested in. We believe that is a growth company, and we believe HouseHack is that growth company. By having liquidity, which we've talked about in other videos, so if you want to learn more about the mini funds, watch the other videos on HouseHack, the HouseHack Homes YouTube channel. By having liquidity, we're able to do that over and over and over again, and then we can grow. If you're looking for sort of predictable cash flows and the appreciation in the real estate itself, which we think is obviously a different style of investment. We've always said with HouseHack, this is not a dividend play. This isn't like a cash distribution play. This is a capital growth appreciation play for the business. Can the business grow to, instead of being worth $1 a share, be worth $2, $3, $4, $5, $20 per share, whatever it is? That's the goal with HouseHack, capital appreciation. The goal with mini funds is allowing us to do wedge deals over and over and over again. So by having mini funds, we can let people invest in these properties by basically selling slices of properties. It's kind of like flipping a slice of a property. Like, imagine we have, 100 properties we put in a bucket, which we've always talked about before. You slice it up, and now that's being sold at market value. We recognize with an independent verification of value, obviously. We recognize the profit at HouseHack, and then we get to do it again. Those are the goals. That's the vision, right? Obviously, things could go wrong. But anyway, I always want to be balanced in the videos. It's just like, when I say things in this video that are optimistic or goals or hopes, I want to be clear, those are, as they say, forward-looking statements, and they could be totally wrong. Investments are risky, and I always want to balance what I'm saying, because otherwise, A, investors might not get the full picture of everything, and B, the SEC will get mad. So let's be clear about that. Obviously, I'm putting my reputation on the line of this business for whatever that's worth, which I think is worth a lot, obviously, but other people might not. And I think HouseHack is freaking awesome, and I'm really excited about it. But anyway, we're really excited that we just filed paperwork with them. And so we're still on target for Q3 2024 unless something goes wrong for launching mini funds. Now, here's what's really cool about mini funds. Let's do a quick example. And I posted all of this, by the way, over at househack.com. And then you go to the little investor tab at the top. And then you can kind of see just like a text written out outline of this. But let's go and make a little page here on the iPad, and let's quickly do an example. Let's say you're like, Kevin, I got $2 million of real estate, and I have $1 million of net gains if I sell today. Well, let's say you have to pay, I don't know, 30% in taxes because of whatever state you're in. Well, if you sold your real estate, you would be left with $1.7 million. That sucks. You had to pay the tax man $300,000. Well, what if you 1031? Well, that's great, Kevin, but if I 1031, I have to buy real estate again. Potentially. And a lot of people want to get out of real estate because it's a lot of work, but they still want the diversification of real estate. So what is HouseHack doing? HouseHack is creating mini funds, and one of the types of mini funds is going to be this thing called a DST, which is a mini fund you could literally 1031 into. Now, that gets a little complicated, but it's basically a slice of the real estate that we own, and you could 1031 into it with no fees. I want to be clear about that. No fees. None of the bullcrap asset management fees, acquisition fees, disposition fees, DST fees, tax fees, all that bullcrap. None of that, okay? We're doing what Robinhood did with commissions, democratizing real estate. It's very simple. With no fees, you can buy a slice of the properties in a DST, and you can 1031 your whole $2 million into this. So that way you don't have to pay taxes on that $1 million of net gains because you're deferring that $300,000 in taxes. And you're putting the whole $2 million in. That's great. Now the cool thing is with the DST, you can actually roll this up into a publicly listed ticker at some point. So some form of publicly listed ticker. at some point in the future. We would do that all. It'd probably take about 2 years. So you basically be in the DST for about 2 years, and then the goal is that we're able to either distribute money out of the DST. Obviously, cash flows would be distributed. That's promised. Cash flows are promised. But you'd either distribute the assets, which then you could 1031 into another DST, or, which will be the primary goal, we roll you up into that publicly listed ticker. So now all of a sudden, it would literally be like going from having $2 million in real estate to having $2 million in some form of ticker symbol on like your TD Ameritrade or your Fidelity or Charles Schwab or whatever. Now you can't 1031 anymore from here, but a lot of people are like, I don't want to. You guys handle it. A lot of people are like, if you're telling me I could 1031 exchange out of the crap that I have to manage and the tenants I have to deal with and the acquisitions and all the bull crap I have to do to 1031, if you're telling me I could just sell my stuff and 1031 it into your stuff that Kevin remodels, Kevin chooses, Kevin signs off on the tenants on, you're telling me I can do that with no fees? I'm in. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Now, again, I wrote this on the 10K for Square. We were analyzing that this morning, so let's scroll up. Anyway, that's what happens when I use a quick notepad. But anyway, that's really cool. So we're really excited about that. We're building that all out right now. Everything I just described is my goal. It's my hope to do that all. It is not set in stone yet because we're still developing we're pretty much done with the DST part. So like at this point, theoretically, you could already identify us. It would be HouseHack Homes DST1 is the name if you wanted to identify us to invest in. Let me show you where I have that written. So if you go to househack.com, you'll see this right here. You go to househack.com, you go to investors right here, and right here, there, the DST, the first one's going to be called HouseHack Homes DST1. So you could actually 1031 into that with no fees. You get cash flows. It'll be a set amount of cash flow for 2 years. Then we ideally roll that into a publicly listed entity in the future that you could then sell whenever you want if you wanted to. But again, if you sell it, there are tax consequences at some point. Or you just hold that ticker forever or margin against it or whatever you want to do. And now all of a sudden you have moved real estate into, quite frankly, a stock of real estate, a share, a slice of real estate. It's literally like tokenizing real estate, except it's legal. Mostly, I'm not saying other people tokenizing real estate isn't legal. I want to be clear about that. But unless you actually file a real estate security with the SEC, it's probably illegal. So this is the legal way to do it, to so to speak, tokenize, but it's not really using tokens. It's using just the existing exchange and share system that publicly exists already. In the future, this could be interchanged, like mini funds could do tokenizations as well. As long as they're registered with the SEC, we're not convinced that they're ready for that yet, mostly because the SEC is just like warming up to the idea of crypto still. So anyway. Okay, that's mini funds. Really excited about that. Obviously, at the same time, we are still progressing with acquiring real estate, negotiating deals. If the stock market has a little oopsie-doopsie in the next few months, then we actually think it'll be even easier for us to acquire real estate, mostly because as we acquire real estate, when the market goes poopsie-doopsie, people get nervous and they sell real estate for less because a lot of people in real estate are exposed to both. And it's kind of a great opportunity for negotiating deals. So it's kind of interesting. It really is interesting how so many parts of stocks and real estate and macro relate, mostly because you're dealing with investors across the board, right? And I overall think investors are just very smart people. So yeah, anyway, that's what I got. I could not be more excited about HouseHack. We're killing it. The team is killing it. I hope you're killing it out there. This is really fun, and really appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next HouseHack update. Thanks so much. If you've got questions, make sure to email us, IR, that's investor relations, @househack.com. Thanks, folks. Bye.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.
Even though I'm a licensed financial advisor, licensed real estate broker, and becoming a stockbroker, this video is not personalized advice for you. It is not tax, legal, or otherwise personalized advice tailored to you. This video provides generalized perspective, information, and commentary. Any third-party content I show shall not be deemed endorsed by me. This video is not and shall never be deemed reasonably sufficient information for the purposes of evaluating a security or investment decision. Any links or promoted products are either paid affiliations or products or services we may benefit from. I also personally operate an actively managed ETF. I may personally hold or otherwise hold long or short positions in various securities, potentially including those mentioned in this video. However, I have no relationship to any issuer other than HouseHack, nor am I presently acting as a market maker. Make sure if you're considering investing in HouseHack to always read the PPM at househack.com.